Hey y'all, Curtis Fowler here in North Idaho. The post today is regarding success and failure of recruiting, retaining, and training leaders. My success story is pretty simple. The Roundup, our annual banquet, has always served to be a great place to get volunteers connected, not just leaders, but volunteers across the spectrum, and we just do that simply through having the giving card have options at the bottom for getting plugged in. We have leader, getting plugged in as a leader, getting plugged in as a committee member, volunteer for special projects, etc., and all those are listed at the bottom. So we not only offer the opportunity to get connected financially, but with their talents and their time as well. And I'm sure most areas do something similar to that. It's simple. It's the right folks, the right place, all gathered together, and you get to say from up front, hey, the harvest is plentiful, we just need the hands and the workers. My failure, so I guess my success is mostly in recruitment. That's a success recruitment story. My failure is a little more complex. We just last semester did a jump start, which if you're not familiar with the Young Life Jump Start, basically spend 3 days blitzing a town, getting to know all of the people of interest and influence, and then start Young Life off with a 12-month Jump Start board. And we did a Jump Start right next door in Post Falls. It was a great success as far as the folks we were able to connect with, people that were excited. The Jump Start board that we had was great, and it was a great opportunity to really start with a ton of momentum. We also started with a team of 4 leaders, and it was mostly through coincidence by coincidence, I guess really the Lord brought them together. But the group that came together was, of the 4 leaders, 3 were veteran leaders, which is a pretty high commodity in Coeur d'Alene. So we had 3 veteran leaders and 1 new leader, and the failure is really a combination of all 3. It's a failure in recruitment, a failure in retaining them, and a failure in training. And by that I mean I appointed a team leader, and the team leader, along with 2 others, had all gone to that high school. The team leader obviously was a veteran leader, but she was leading with 2 of her friends and then her fiance, and it was really a rough dynamic for her to lead her peers. They were girls that she had gone to school with, and it was that balance of where I didn't really look before leaping as far as how we would sustain. So we get started, and there was a lot of self-discovery on my part in how to lead that team, as well as the team leader learning how to be a team leader, and I was trying to give enough space for that. But on the other side of it, we ended up losing all 4 leaders. It was a combination of events. The new leader just was probably not mature enough to be a leader at this time in life, and then another gal stepped down to get plugged into her church, and then the couple just had some unexpected health issues come up that kept them from continuing to lead. So where we end up right now is 0 leaders. When we started with 4, all 4 have stepped down in a 2-month window. And the biggest frustration in all of it was because I didn't look before I leapt into all of this. The board is a great board, but they had no idea of the responsibility, really, their role in recruiting leaders to get plugged in. So even though the board was awesome, they still weren't moving as fast as this group of veteran leaders was, because the leaders were doing great kid work. So we just kept encouraging the board to catch up with the leaders, and then all of a sudden the leaders are gone, and the board has no real ownership in recruitment of leaders until just here recently, and it's definitely a different caliber of leader than what we started with. So it's just left the board frustrated, it's left me disappointed, and it's definitely left me thinking about how I could have and should have approached it differently in regards to having a plan in place. It was really like dangling a carrot in front of the board, because they just came to think of that as the standard, what this team of leaders would do, and I kind of let that be the case. I didn't talk about the need to recruit and train leaders and the retention piece. So even if all four of those circumstances would have still come about, if the board felt the urgency and the need to recruit leaders, then they wouldn't have been so disillusioned by all four of them stepping down. So that's my failure, and I've learned a ton from it. Don't make my mistake. A little foresight goes a long way.